Hi, I'm Evelyn Harper, and for years I thought love meant carrying the weight of everyone else's world. I'm 52, a logistics manager in Asheville, North Carolina, where the Blue Ridge Mountains cradle the horizon. My life has been a series of schedules, plans, and promises kept especially for my family. But last Christmas I learned that love doesn't always mean sacrifice. Sometimes it means locking the door and walking away. If you're here, drop a quick hi or let me know where you're listening from. It means more than you know. Now let me tell you how it all began. For over a decade, I've been the invisible glue holding my family together. I'm the one who books the flights, plans the dinners, and makes sure the holidays hum like a well-oiled machine. My sister, Lila, 45, is a painter who drifts between art fairs and fleeting passions, always chasing the next big inspiration. Her husband, Nate, 47, calls himself an entrepreneur, but his ventures, crypto schemes, pop-up bars never last. Then there's my mother, Vivian, 74, a retired librarian whose gentle voice can smooth over any crack in the family facade. "It's just how we are, Evie," she'd say, brushing off tension like dust. I believed her. I always did. I own a cozy cabin in the mountains, a rental property I bought with years of overtime and careful savings. It's my sanctuary, my reward for hauling my family through every crisis. I've paid off Lila's $9,000 credit card debt, covered Nate's ER bill after a bar fight, and driven Vivian to countless doctor's appointments even when it meant rescheduling client meetings. The cabin was supposed to be mine, but every holiday I'd open it up to them, stock the fridge, leave the keys, pay the utilities. It was my way of keeping us whole. Last December, I sent the usual text to our family group chat. "Anyone want the cabin for New Year's? I'll set it up." I was swamped overseeing a $15 million supply chain contract for a regional hospital network. No time for a trip, but I'd make sure they had a place to celebrate. Vivian replied, "We're staying put this year, dear, low-key." Lila and Nate didn't respond. No banter, no emojis, just silence. It stung, but I chalked it up to holiday chaos. I hung twinkle lights on the porch, baked pecan tarts, Vivian's favorite, and wrapped a scarf for Lila, thinking I'd drop it off later. Routine kept me steady. Then on December 28th, I was scrolling through emails when a coworker's misdirected photo popped up. It was grainy, taken at a ski resort, but there they were, Lila grinning in a parka, Nate arm around her, Vivian in her signature emerald scarf sipping hot cocoa. A sign in the background read, "Welcome Harper Family Sugar Mountain Resort." My heart didn't race. It sank. They hadn't just gone without me, they'd planned it, booked it, posed for pictures under our family name, and never said a word. I sat in my kitchen, the tarts cooling on the counter, fairy lights glowing in the dark. I scrolled back to Vivian's text. "We're staying put." I laughed sharp and hollow. They didn't just leave me out, they erased me. I didn't call them right away. I drove instead, pulling over on a quiet road where snow dusted the pines. The cold seeped through my car window as I dialed Vivian. She answered on the fourth ring, voice bright as tinsel. "Evie, we're just grabbing dinner at Sugar Mountain, a little getaway, nothing big." I said nothing. My silence was louder than any question. "You were so busy with work," she continued. "We didn't want to bother you. You get it, don't you?" My grip tightened on the wheel. "Sure, Mom." I hung up. I texted Leela. "Where are you?" The message marked read. No reply. I sent a photo to the group chat, a snapshot of the pecan tarts, golden and untouched. No caption, no response, just a void where their voices used to be. Then my phone rang. An unfamiliar number. "Ms. Harper. This is the front desk at your Pineview cabin rental. We've got a group here claiming to be your guests. Friends of your sister. There's been noise complaints, loud music, maybe some smoking. Can you confirm authorization?" My mouth went dry. "No," I said. "No one's authorized." I opened my security app. The cabin's cameras flickered on. My living room pulsed with colored lights, strangers spilling across my hardwood floors. Lila danced in the center, a red cup in hand. Nate lounged on my leather sofa feet on the coffee table I'd refinished myself. In the kitchen, takeout boxes littered the counter, and my wine rack was missing 2 bottles of Pinot Noir I'd saved for a quiet night. A delivery notification popped up, a package labeled Lila Harper Pineview Cabin. She wasn't just using my place. She was claiming it. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I sat there watching my home become theirs and felt something shift, not heartbreak, but clarity. They hadn't just betrayed me. They'd replaced me. That night, I didn't sleep. I opened a folder on my laptop labeled Family Finances. Receipts, bank statements. Venmo logs a paper trail of my devotion. $6, $200 for Vivian's cataract surgery. $3,500 for Nate's business loan that never materialized. $9,000 for Lila's debt, labeled emergency. I'd paid the cabin's property taxes for years, even when Lila promised to chip in. I'd believed it was my role, Evelyn the fixer, the one who never faltered. I scrolled through old texts. Lila 3 years ago. Evie, I'm drowning. Can you cover rent? I'll pay you back. Nate, lost my phone, need $800 for a new one. You're a lifesaver. No repayments, no gratitude, just more requests. I'd been their safety net, their ATM, their fool. An email caught my eye, buried in a backup folder from an old tablet I'd given Vivian. A draft never sent from Vivian to Lila. She always needs to be the hero. I'm tired of it. Let's do New Year's without her. She won't notice she's got her job. Lila's reply. Finally, I want to shine for once. I read it 3 times. My chest didn't ache. It hardened. I closed the laptop, walked to the sink, and washed a single coffee mug from Vivian's last visit. I held it, then set it in the recycling bin. No shatter, just a quiet end. I opened my security app and revoked access to the cabin. Lila's key code gone. Nate's gone. Smart locks reset, Wi-Fi disconnected. I didn't call them. I didn't warn them. I just reclaimed what was mine. The next morning, I emailed my attorney, Clara Bennett, who'd handled my contract work. Subject, urgent property protection. I listed my demands: a cease and desist letter to Lila and Nate, a property rights document affirming my ownership, and a compilation of every cent I'd given them, $74, $312.19. I attached receipts, screenshots, and the email draft from Vivian. I hit send and shut my laptop. I disabled the cabin's interior cameras, but kept the front door feed active for evidence, not vengeance. I didn't need to watch them squirm. I needed to protect what was mine. My phone buzzed. Lila's name. I didn't answer. A voicemail followed. Evie. What the hell? You locked us out. This is insane. I deleted it. Vivian called next, her voice sharp. Evelyn, are you trying to humiliate us? I said nothing. Silence was my answer now. I opened a private Instagram account I'd kept for small moments, mountain sunsets, coffee steam, snow on my boots. I posted a video, 42 seconds, no sound. A photo of Vivian driving the car I'd paid off. Lila hugging me at a gallery opening, captioned, My sister's my rock. The Sugar Mountain photo, my absence glaring. The email, she won't notice. My caption. I held the umbrella too long. I didn't tag anyone. I didn't need to. The video spread, friends, coworkers, strangers. It wasn't loud, but it was true. And truth has a way of finding light. Lila fought back the only way she knew how, on TikTok. She sat in a soft-lit room, tears glistening. Some people can't handle others' happiness. I'm done being controlled. It might have worked, but the comments turned. Someone posted her old Instagram. Thanks to my sister for this Paris trip. You're a queen, Evie. The gratitude looked hollow now, a prop in her performance. Nate applied for a loan using my cabin's address. It flagged immediately property under dispute. Online forums began linking him to failed startups, unpaid debts. His digital shadow caught up. Vivian posted on Facebook. Motherhood is hard when a child twists the past to play the victim. A reply cut through. Is that why you left Evelyn out of Sugar Mountain? The silence I'd carried was unraveling, not as noise but as clarity. My phone rang. Vivian, breathless. Evie, people are talking. My book club, the neighbors, they're asking questions. Stop this. I didn't start it, I said. I just stopped hiding it. She hung up. No apology, just shame over her tarnished image. Clara's email arrived. We've filed. Lila and Nate have 72 hours to respond before enforcement. Attached were legal documents, my name bold on every page. I didn't read them yet. I noted the time, 10:47 a.m., the moment I stopped being invisible. I walked to my wine rack, pulled out the last bottle of Pinot Noir. I poured a glass, not for a toast, but for me. I drank alone, steady, calm. No celebration, just peace. A message came from a podcast. Unraveled Ties, about family betrayal. We'd love your story, your terms, I replied. I'll speak, but it's my voice, my truth. It wasn't about fame. It was about permission to exist. An anonymous email followed from Lila's old friend. She called you her bank account, said you were too rigid for anyone to love you. I forwarded it to Clara, no comment, just evidence. My video hit 600,000 views. Hashtag Evelyn did nothing trended. Comments poured in. She carried them like a pack mule. Quiet people don't stay quiet forever. I didn't engage. I didn't need to. The truth was speaking for itself. At work, I presented a logistics plan to my team. A junior analyst, 27, lingered after. You're brave, she said. A lot of us needed to see someone like you. I nodded, unsure but grateful. Thank you, I said. It landed differently this time, not heavy, but real. A credit bureau flagged an auto loan attempt in my name. Nate's signature, my address. I sent it to the Asheville PD with every document I had. The case opened fraud false residency. I didn't smile, I just kept moving. Part 8, the final cut. Vivian's letter arrived 2 pages of cursive. I never meant for this to happen. You've embarrassed me in front of everyone. No sorry, no regret. I filed it away, non-essential. I posted a new photo, my cabin's living room party lights, dim wine bottle on the table. Caption: They called me selfish for wanting my home back. A local reporter picked it up. Headline: Selfish or silenced one woman's fight for her own space. My employer emailed not HR, but legal. The state DOJ wants you to speak at a forum on family boundary violations. Only if you're ready, I replied. I'm in. At Lake Lure, I walked the shore, coffee warming my hands. A child in a yellow coat ran past laughing. I smiled, remembering when I believed family meant safety. I whispered, family is where you speak and still belong. They'd stopped belonging long ago. I was just catching up. January 3rd, the court ruled Lila and Nate guilty of unlawful occupation, credit misuse, identity fraud, assets frozen, injunctions filed. They withdrew their appeal, banned from my properties. I met Clara at a quiet office. We signed papers donating the cabin, the car, and a $10,000 credit balance to Sisters Reclaimed, a nonprofit for women escaping financial abuse. I don't want anything tainted by their hands, I said. Clara nodded. No fanfare, just respect. I sent Vivian a package, no sender's name. Inside the Sugar Mountain photo, their smiles without me. A note: This is your family, I'm not in it. At home, I boxed up old photos, Thanksgiving's, graduations, me always behind the lens. I sealed the box, labeled it closed. The podcast aired. The producer asked, what would you say to them now? Nothing, I said. They'll never hear me again. I moved to a new apartment, small mine. No one from my old life had crossed its threshold. On my balcony, I planted a dogwood sapling in a terracotta pot. A coworker once said dogwoods bloom even after the harshest winters, as long as they're rooted. I looked at it, fragile but standing like me. Lunar New Year brought a knock. My neighbors, a Korean family, stood with a tray of mandu. We leave a seat open, the grandmother said, for those who need a home. I stepped across the hall, not as Evelyn the fixer, but Evelyn enough as she was. At a conference on personal boundaries, I spoke. Not with anger, but with pauses, moments. I told of the $6 and $200 surgery, the car I paid for the holiday I wasn't invited to. I spoke of silence, how it costs more than money. A woman approached after silver in her hair. You don't have to forgive, she said. Just live. I smiled, not forced, but free. Back home, I stood on my balcony, the dogwood catching the first spring light. I wasn't tethered to a name anymore. I was rooted in myself. And for the first time, I wasn't holding my breath.